Want to transform the atmosphere of your space? The most refined choice, Younglim Interior Film. In this video, we'll guide you through furniture film installation using Younglim Film. We'll demonstrate how to apply the film to existing furniture. Let's walk through the installation process. The process is divided into two main stages, preparation and film application. We'll begin with preparation, then move on to applying the film. Here's what you'll need before getting started. For the prep phase, you'll need protective sheets, utility knife, putty knife, electric screwdriver, gypsum putty, measuring tape, sandpaper, and a dusting brush. For the film application itself, you'll need the film, cutting mat, cutting roller, and a straight edge. And for applying the primer and attaching the film, have on hand primer, thinner, brush, mixing container, wool squeegee, industrial dryer, and a work stand. Once everything is prepared, begin with the surface prep. Maintain the indoor temperature between 15 and 25 degrees Celsius to ensure optimal adhesion. Before beginning, lay down protective sheets. This helps prevent dust or debris from contaminating the walls or floor. If there is a baseboard, leave a slight gap to avoid tearing the plastic during removal. Also, carefully protect the surface you'll be working on. Your workspace is now protected and ready. Previously used cabinets may contain residual debris. Be sure to clean off any debris before applying the film. Start by scraping off residue with a knife. Sand the surface, then use a utility knife to scrape away remaining particles. Next, measure the film application area precisely. Make sure to consider the direction of the film pattern when measuring how much you need. Carefully write down your measurements to avoid any mistakes later on. For furniture installation, remove all cabinet doors before applying the film. Use an electric screwdriver to unscrew the hinges. Be careful not to lose the screws you removed. Once the screws are removed, the doors comes off easily with a slight twist. Label each removed door to remember its original placement. All doors now have been removed. If any hardware is difficult to remove and install, apply the film while it's still attached. Empty the cabinet beforehand to prevent dust from getting inside during installation. If the surface has scratches or grooves, smooth them out with a putty. Scoop out just the amount of gypsy putty you need and spread it in a thin layer using a putty knife. Use sandpaper to smooth out the grooves, gently scrape the surface to avoid damage, then apply a thin layer of putty. Dry the area with an industrial dryer at a distance of 20 to 30 centimeters or let it air dry for 1 to 2 hours. Once completely dry, use sandpaper and a dusting brush to smooth and level the putty surface. Apply primer to strengthen the film's adhesion. Water-based primer should be diluted with water in a 1:2 ratio. For oil-based primer, mix it with gloss thinner in a 2:1 ratio. In colder seasons, use a thicker mixture to maintain strong adhesion. Once mixed thoroughly, apply the primer evenly over the entire surface. Apply it thoroughly to avoid leaving any gaps. Be sure to reach even the side edges and gaps. Prefabricated items like cabinet doors tend to absorb slowly, so spread the primer thinly with gloves or a cloth to avoid streaks or drip marks. Allow it to dry completely, at least 2 hours for water-based primer and 1 hour for oil-based. After it's fully dried, use sandpaper to gently smooth the surface. Now, let's go over the film application process. Prepare the film for installation. We'll be applying Younglim's PW966-1. For wood patterns, be mindful of the design and align the grain when cutting so it flows naturally when applied. Place the cutting mat underneath and use the cutting roller with the film to make the job easier. Cut the film accurately based on your measurements. Make each cut 5 centimeters larger than needed to leave room for adjustments. To avoid mistakes and ensure a seamless result, precision is everything when cutting. Keep the cut film neatly stored to one side. Repeat this process for required number of pieces, and you're ready to begin film installation. Before applying the film, give the surface a final sweep with sandpaper and a dusting brush, then peel off about 10 centimeters of the released liner and fold it back. Apply the exposed portion to the top of the surface, making sure it's aligned and level. Gently remove the backing paper while continuing to press down the film. Using the elasticity of the liner helps prevent bubbles during the process. Use a wool squeegee with a firm pressure, working outward in a fan shape to remove any trapped air. Continue attaching the film all the way to the edge of the door. Once applied, tilt the wool squeegee to a 45-degree angle and press firmly to secure the film in place. Younglim Film features airless surface technology that allows air bubbles to escape easily, so you can smooth them out effortlessly with a squeegee or by hand. After firmly attaching the film to the top and the bottom edges of the door, flip the door over. Trim away any excess film with a knife and cut the corners at a diagonal. Attach the trim film to the side and cut it straight to minimize the coverage area. Repeat the same process on the other side, then apply the film to the side edge of the door. Trim away any excess film from the side using a knife. A clean, precise cut that fits the door in one go is key. Use a knife to cut off any film sticking out at the corners for a smooth finish. Repeat this process on all sides to complete a clean film application. If the door is too large for your work surface, use a work stand. Make sure the stand is level and continue the work in a more spacious area. The film now has been applied to all the doors. Now, reinstall the film doors onto the cabinet. Fit the hinges into the slots on the doors to secure them easily. Once they're in place, use an electric screwdriver to fasten them. Attach all the doors, wipe away any dust left from the process, and your kitchen has a completely refreshed look. Today, we walked through the furniture film installation process. We hope it's been helpful. Thank you for watching.